Hello to my fellow trashy vegetarians, or anyone who appreciates a good cozy recipe. We've entered that time of year where all I want is a nice big bowl of something warm to curl up on the couch with and watch, maybe QVC, maybe The Sopranos, whatever is on. Today we're going to be making a vegan gumbo based on the recipe from a restaurant called Heaven on Seven, which used to be in Chicago. Unfortunately, it seems to be no longer open, but I'm told it was very good. My fiance and I have made this recipe together a number of times. It always comes out super delicious, except for one time when we burned the roux, but that's not gonna happen today. This is a multi-step process. It does take a little while to make, but I promise it's worth it, and you'll have tons of leftovers. Step number 1 is making the roux. So we're going to pour this entire 16-ounce bottle of canola oil into our Dutch oven pot over high heat. Pour in 2 cups of flour and stir to combine. And when I say stir, I actually mean whisk. Once it starts bubbling, we're going to reduce the heat back down to medium and keep stirring continuously until the roux starts to turn brown. For this recipe, we want a dark brown roux, which will take some time, so strap in, but be careful not to burn it. Then transfer to a bowl and set aside. Now there's a whole mess of cutting that needs to happen. She ain't lying. We need to chop up 1 medium onion, 1 red onion, as many okras as you want, I'm using 6, 1½ cups of celery, 2 medium green bell peppers, diced, and 1 cup of green onions. And here are the plant-based meats we'll be using. These daring chicken pieces are kind of expensive, but actually really good and perfect for a recipe like this. We're just going to chop them into slightly smaller pieces. Next, we've got Morningstar Farms chicken strips. These have been around for a long time, and there's nothing too exciting about them, but they get the job done. And finally, these Field Roast smoked apple and sage plant-based sausages. I really like Field Roast products. They're usually pretty well seasoned, and these have a great texture for gumbo. Honestly, I'd be happy to make a whole video on my favorite plant-based meats. If anyone is interested in that, let me know. The last thing we're doing before cooking this gumbo is seasoning the chicken strips with a spice mixture that's heavy on the paprika. Now it's time to get cooking. We're coating the bottom of the Dutch oven with a couple tablespoons of olive oil first, and cooking the plant-based sausage until it's nice and golden brown and a little crispy. Then we're going to add all the seasoned plant-based chicken, stir that in, and let all the plant meats cook together in the oil for a couple minutes, scraping the bottom of the pan occasionally so nothing gets stuck. Then add all the onions we chopped up. Stir those in and let them cook for a minute or 2 before adding the green pepper, the celery, the okra, and oh yeah, we chopped up a scorpion pepper to go in there too. We also made some roasted garlic before we started, baking it at 300 degrees for an hour until the garlic was nice and soft. We're adding that now too and stirring everything together. Then add more spices. This is a mixture of dried basil, dried oregano, black pepper, white pepper, and red pepper flakes. Once the spices are evenly dispersed, add 6 cups of vegan chicken broth or vegetable broth. Stir that in and let it assimilate. And now we can start adding the roux. I know. The roux that we made what feels like a lifetime ago, she's back, and she's ready to be slowly whisked into the gumbo. Add a cup of roux a little bit at a time, and it will start to turn your gumbo this nice, rich brown color. We need a bay leaf. This looks like a good one. Add the bay leaf and give everything another stir. It's looking so good, I'm so excited. Now we have to wait a little bit. We're gonna let this cook on low for 30 minutes to half an hour, stirring occasionally. We just want it to thicken up and all those flavors to really get to know each other. In the meantime, if you're planning to serve this over rice, you can get that going. You'll know when your gumbo is done. You'll feel it in your heart. Also, it will be a little thicker. And there's no laws against the occasional taste test to see where it's at. Serve with a scoop of white rice on top. I'm so excited. And when I said served over rice, I should have said served under rice. It smells amazing. The depth of flavor, significant. It's so rich, so savory in like the best way. It's got that little bit of heat from the scorpion pepper. Not an overwhelming heat. It's just a little, When it's cold out, it's warm in here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your holiday season is off to a great start, and I hope you make this gumbo. Okay, it is hot though.